Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Magicbricks Hangouts, our endeavor to empower you with insights on the Indian real estate markets and its upcoming trends. The topic of today's session is how can you conduct your own research when buying property? Our guest speaker today is Jayashree Kurup. She is the head content and research with Magicbricks. She is a business journalist with over 2 decades of experience in working with print, online, and electronic mediums with the Times of India, the Economic Times, the Financial Express. She specializes in analyzing real estate data to come up with usable solutions to users. She works with consumers to provide advice on using available information to make wise investment decisions. So, without further delay, let me hand over the session to our expert. Over to you, Jayashree.
Thank you, Aradhana. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on Hangouts. There are many reasons why we picked up this subject. Why should you do your own research? One of the biggest problems that we have faced is that people want to buy property but do not know how to go about the entire process. When you're buying a property, remember it is one of the largest purchases of your life. When you buy a house or when you buy a car or when you buy a phone, there is a lot that you have to do. You have many options. So how do you decide which option to go with? When you buy a car or a phone, there are so many websites, there are so many experts who help you to decide which phone or which car to buy. Now those are much cheaper purchases than a house. But when you have to buy a house, we found that there was hardly anybody advising end consumers on how you should go about looking for a house. So this was one of the reasons why we started talking to consumers and asking them what their problems were. And over the last 6 or 7 years, we have been bringing a lot of experts, putting them in touch with our consumers to figure out what the problems are and how you can find solutions. Now, ultimately, it is heal yourself, find your own solution. And to find those solutions, we've brought a huge number of tools which you can use, and you can figure out how you have to go about buying a house. The first thing is, why am I buying a house? Now let me look at some of the queries. We've opened up this discussion to the consumers over the last 2 days, and we found that there are a lot of questions that have already come in. So I thought one of the ways to this conversation is to actually pick up some of the questions that are on our screen and try and address them. And in that process, even while I'm addressing questions that have been posed by individuals, the answers are generic. Each one of you will find something there that would be useful to you. Let's pick up the first question. Aradhana, can you click on the first question, please? There is Rahul Vishwakarma who wants to buy a 2 BHK flat in Lokhandwala complex. Now he wants to know how much it will cost him. This is the easiest one, Rahul. All you have to do is go to Magicbricks, go to Magicbricks and search for Lokhandwala complex. Now you're looking at Mumbai. You go to Mumbai, put in Lokhandwala complex and see what a 2 BHK flat will cost you. Now that is the simplest way to look for a property. There are lots of options. There will be a drop down of options. Now figure out which are the properties that you will be looking for. Once you look at these properties, you will find that every property, even within the same complex, even within the same tower, will not cost the same, because these are largely what the sellers expect. Now, sometimes if it is a developer, the developer has a fixed price. He says that it is at, say, 3,000 rupees a square foot or 10,000 rupees a square foot. So you know that more or less that this is the range in which you're working. But when it is property that you're picking up from the secondary market, you will find that there is something that the seller has paid, and now the seller expects that he would get a value add in the market. in this process, what he's doing is he's putting an estimated value for his property, and that is the first value that you will see. Many sellers are open to negotiations. So once you home in on the properties, sometimes it is by the individual seller or sometimes it is listed by the brokers. The broker or the seller, then their phone numbers are available to you or their email IDs are available to you. You can start the dialogue, figure out what you're going in for. Don't just buy a property because it was listed, even if there are photographs on the site. What you have to do is you have to figure out whether what you're seeing on the site is actually what's on the ground. So you do have to visit the property. It just makes things easier for you to start your process of selling. Now see what the prices in that locality were. Aradhana, can you go to Magicbricks Advice? Magicbricks has created a whole section called advice.magicbricks.com. Now on advice, there is a section called rates and trends. Rates and trends actually gives you the values, the prevailing rates in that locality. Compare the prices that have been listed on the property with the prices that are prevailing in the locality. If it is within the same range, now like I said, no two properties cost exactly the same, but if it is broadly within the range, you know that you're going in for you're getting a good deal. If it is too low, figure out why it's too low. Go and check out the properties, see whether there is a problem with the property. Now that you've seen that the property is lower price than the market, maybe the titles are not clear, maybe the house is not in a good state of repair, then if you buy a property that is not in a good state of repair, remember that you will have to spend a little more in upgrading the property before you buy it. If this is Aradhana, if you can go to rates and trends, it would help our consumers to understand how to use that. Rates and trends actually tells you what the existing value in that area is. Aradhana, find options. First go to Lokhandwala, find options, and then you can explore the locality. Maybe we'll do that in the next question. Let's take the next question. There is Rajesh Lalwani who says, "Hi Jayashree, I want to sell my under construction property in Kolkata. I tried advertising on various portals, but the response was very poor. Please advise me how to move further." Now, Rajesh, the last 2 years have probably been the slowest years for the Indian real estate market. You've got rates and trends on your screen. This actually shows you the rates in each locality. And if you go to Mumbai, Lokhandwala, you will see the rates and trends in that area, and you will be able to figure out the price range, the average price, what's happening quarter on quarter. So these are all ways for you to figure out whether the property that you have selected is within the right range. Aradhana, we can go on to the next question. Right, we are answering Rajesh Lalwani's question. In Kolkata, he wants to know why he's not getting a good response. Rajesh, you're not getting a response because there are hardly any buyers in the Indian property market. But the point is that people are searching for the property. The minute you put your property on the site, people have started looking at your property, and right now, though there have not been too many transactions in the market, the interest from end users is very high. So your property is being searched. Maybe you haven't got too many responses yet, but continue the search, because this is the period when we feel that the Indian property market is actually on the hump. It's going to change. The home loan interest rates, which were a point of concern, has actually started coming down. The economy is stabilizing. There are many indicators that the government is fixing policy so that there will be new drivers. So all indicators are that in the next 5 to 6 months, the property markets are going to start becoming more responsive. Please continue with your search. you will find a buyer. It's just that the markets are slow, therefore the buyers are not too many, but there are lots of people who are searching for your property. Aradhana, let's go to the next question. How can I check the potential of an upcoming area when shortlisting an investment destination? This is Aman Notwani. Can we click on that question, Aradhana? Yeah, thank you. Now, Aman, what you are entering the market as an investor, right? And you want to know, as an investor, typically you want to know how is your property investment going to fare in the future. The first thing is property is not a short-term investment. So if you're coming in as an investor, please understand that you have to come in with a 5 to 7 year time frame, because before that you are not going to get the best value out of your property. It's a good time to enter the market because the values have been stable. The markets have not risen too much over the past couple of years, like I said, and therefore you are going to get a good deal when you buy a property. Now, you want to know how that property will perform in the future. Now, here again, rates and trends will help you. Actually tells you how the markets have performed quarter on quarter, year on year. So, Aradhana, if we could have that graph on the screen on rates and trends, go to advice.magicbricks.com, go to rates and trends, and show how you can figure out on a graph how that locality has fared over a period of time. Now, this shows you, it's all right, leave the screen. This shows you that whichever locality you're looking at, April to June 2015 versus Jan to March 2015, quarter on quarter, how it has performed. Now click on View Trends, Aradhana. The minute you click on View Trends, what you will notice is that there is a graph, a line graph that appears, which tells you how that market has performed over a period of time. Here you will see that there is the prices have been fairly stable, not much change, and therefore you will be able to figure out that the upper value, the average value, and the lower value. You will be able to compare the highest. Just scroll down, Aradhana, please. Then we can see the comparatives. April to June 2015, you can see that the highest locality price, the average locality price, and the lower locality price. Then what happens is that you will be able to figure out what is the average price and quarter on quarter whether it's gone up or down. Now, just because there is a slight drop of 1 or 2%, that doesn't mean that that place is going to crash. But when you look at over a period of time, and you can see this for a longer period of time, you will figure out how that area has performed. Like I told you, the last 2 years, the markets have been slow, but you will be able to assess vis-a-vis the rest of the localities in the city, how that particular locality has done. Now, there is an index that Magicbricks has been producing, the prop index, which has been over the last, we brought out the prop index over the last 4 years. We are coming out with this next edition by August. Now, what will happen is in prop index, it tells you comparatively how the different localities have performed over a period of time. Quarter on quarter, how this has performed. Now, because the prop index tells you it's an 11 city index, localities are aggregated to a city index and the cities are aggregated to a national index, you will figure out how your city or your locality is performing over a period of time. Now, these are all tools that Magicbricks has given you. Do use these tools if you want to figure out how your investment will do over a period of time. Aradhana, let's go to the next question. Now, if you want to see prop index, go to propindex.magicbricks.com, and that is where you will get the prop index. Do look at your city and your locality. You should be able to get a lot of information out of this. Now let's go to the next question by Pankaj Singh. Please mention the documents that are essential while buying a property. Now, Pankaj, this is a very, very important question that you have asked. A lot of people have this problem, and let me take you through a few essentials that you should know. First of all, you have to be sure. Now, the question is by Pankaj Singh. Yeah, thank you. Please mention the documents that are essential while buying a property. Because of the significance of this question, this is something that we have been addressing time and time again in various articles, in various answers that we give to consumers on we have a content section, content.magicbricks.com. Now, if you go to content, it is also available on timesofindia.com in the real estate section. So you will be able to get regular information on what all you should be looking for when you're buying a property. Now, very quickly, there is a checklist that I can give you. So the first thing is that there is a legal due diligence that you have to do. The title papers have to be checked by a legal professional. If you are taking a loan from a bank, the bank will do the due diligence, and that is a kind of proxy for you that the papers are in order. When a house is bought or sold, there is a share certificate that is issued to the buyer. That share certificate actually tells you that this house belongs to so and so. Every time there is a sale, it is re-registered with the authorities. Therefore, tracking the legal process through which that house has been sold multiple times is important. Therefore, it is important that you check it out at the registrar's office. And if you ask a legal professional to help you and do a title search, this is what the legal professional will check the how many times that house has been sold and to whom, and that there are no dues pending. Sometimes there are some owners who may not have paid their property dues, not have paid their taxes or the municipal taxes or the water bills or the electricity bills. In a legal due diligence, a title diligence, all this gets done. Now, if on the screen, Aradhana has shown you how to do a legal check of your property. This is an article that we published on content.magicbricks.com, and by doing this, by reading articles like this, you will be able to figure out how you can check the documents. The other thing is that you must be sure that if you're buying a new property, by the time you get your house, there should be a completion certificate. If it is a new property and you're buying early on, there should be a point at which you should be able to you should be able to check that the has been there is a start certificate, a completion certificate, an occupancy certificate. All these are important when you are buying a house. After this, you have to check that your water and power bills are all in order. Sure that the owner, the name of the owner should be on the water, power, telephone bills, and this is a good way of checking out. Now, Magicbricks has been bringing various experts who answer your queries. So if you have any more queries after this chat, you can post it on openhouse.magicbricks.com. Open House is the forum that we have been running for the past many years, and we have over 35,000 questions that have been answered by experts over the years. Now, these have also been compiled. Aradhana, I think you're showing them openhouse.magicbricks.com. This is the forum. If you have a question, you can post your question. You can click on the category. If it is a legal query or a taxation query, please make sure that you have put these in. You can, if it is specific to a city, you can click on browse cities, and all this will tell you which you go into the right category, and we get experts to answer your queries. That way you will be able to get all your queries answered, because remember that if you have many crores, there are lots of people advising you. If you just have a few lakhs, there aren't too many people advising you, and that's why we've brought all these forums to you so that you will be able to source expert advice. Let's go on to the next question, Aradhna. There is Naresh Khatri who has said, name 3 mistakes that buyers should be aware of while buying property online. Actually, there are many mistakes that buyers make, whether you're buying online or offline. The first thing is that you have to check that all your titles are in place, that there is no legal problem with the house. The second thing is figure out what you need to buy. If you are a young professional and you need a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom house, buy what you need. Don't go for a 3 or 4-bedroom house, because remember that you will only be able to service a certain amount of loan with the amount money that you're earning every month. Now, if you start over leveraging yourself, you are actually ruining your own lifestyle. When you look at properties online, you will find that there are lots of them that look very attractive. But you should be able to understand that you need professional help before you finally conclude the transaction. The best way to do it is go to a bank, show your shortlisted property, let the bank do a due diligence, and that will help you to home in on the property. Sometimes a property looks very attractive, but the locality may not be that attractive. So there is one way of checking out the locality that you want to buy in. Aradhna, if you could go to localities.magicbricks.com. Localities is a section that we have created so that as part of your own due diligence, you will be able to check out the profile of the localities. The minute you go to localities, it gives you lots of advice. It's explore a locality, Aradhna. Yeah, locality info at your fingertips. Now you have Delhi, Gurgaon, Noida, Ghaziabad, Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai, Pune. We've got lots of cities. Now click on any city, Aradhna. Maybe Gurgaon. Okay, now search for, shall we say, Sona Road. Now, if you search Sona Road, what we've done is we've opened this, we've got experts to rate the locality. What you see in overview of Sona Road is an expert rating. After that, we've allowed individuals and brokers, developers, individuals to rate the locality. Now, the rating is on how many markets there are, how many restaurants there are, the connectivity, the neighborhood. There are lots of things that you should check for. And there are the latest review of the locality. Now, these reviews are posted by end users. After that, you will see what is the average price. If you see, there are 280 reviews of Sona Road. The point is that these are all different people who are rating the localities because on excellent, very good, good or average. Now, 116 users have found Sona Road an excellent locality because there are many things that you should consider. How good is the neighborhood? Are the roads good? Do you have parking facilities? Is there a traffic problem? How is the connectivity? Schools, restaurants, hospitals, markets. All this impacts the quality of your life, and therefore it's very important that you don't just pick up a pretty looking house. You have to have a house that is in a locality that is convenient to you, that is close to your workplace, close to your children's school, that has shopping and entertainment facilities, that is well connected, has public transport. These are all things that will impact your way of life. And these are the kind of mistakes that people make when they don't look at a 360-degree view. All this is important. If there is any infrastructure that is coming up, for instance, there's a flyover, there is a metro rail, all this will lead to future appreciation of property values. And as an investor or an end user, that is very important for you. Let's go to the next question. There is Amit Thakur who says, is there any way where I can interact with residents and other buyers in the locality. Um, Amit, one of the best ways to interact with residents and other buyers is to go to localities, because there you're interacting with a larger audience. Also, go to openhouse.magicbricks.com, where you will be able to figure out what others have been saying. And there are experts answering your queries, and there are also end users, other end users and brokers and so on, who are answering your queries. Now, this is important. This is how you will be able to interact. The reason why we created a forum is because in a forum, we are facilitating people to talk to each other. In the absence of a very active public forum, a public government facilitated forum, Magicbricks has taken the lead by creating a forum over the last 4 or 5 years, where lots of end users have been asking these questions. Now, there is a question that Rajesh Lalwani has asked. I am planning to purchase a penthouse in Indirapuram or Vasundhara. I am getting better deals in resale than under construction property. Can you please help me to get the checklist before taking a final call? Of course, Rajesh, there are important things that you should consider. Now, what you need to do is, should you buy in Indirapuram or Vasundhara? So, one, you want to compare two localities. Aradhana, if you could show him how to compare two localities. Just go down to compare localities.
Ma'am, you have muted yourself. If you can unmute.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Good to go.
Okay. Sorry, listeners, I think there was a small technical problem. Let's go on. Now that you've checked two localities, why don't you click on Dwarka versus Saket? This is a standard that I've shown you. Similarly, Puram versus Vasuke. Now you see what the locality rating is. The overall rating on both the localities in terms of environment, in terms of commute, places of interest. Now you'll see detailed ratings. If you click on detailed ratings, Aradhana. Just below ranked 13 in red, there is see detailed ratings. Yeah. Now this tells you the environment, the neighborhood, safety, cleanliness, public transport, parking, connectivity, traffic, schools, restaurants, hospitals, markets. These are all important things to ensure your quality of life, right? Now go down to property types and prices. Just scroll down. Yeah, it tells you what average rate is. This is one of the things that will help your choice. What can you afford? Which one more cost effective? After that, look at the properties that are available. Can you get a 1 BHK? Can you get a 2 BHK within your own budget? Then, what are the projects? How many projects are there? If there are more projects and less demand, that means that you will be able to negotiate well. If there are fewer projects and there is more demand, that means that you should quickly close your deal, because what you want may quickly be taken. There is more demand than supply. These are all important things for you to understand before you take a decision. If you're getting better deals in resale than under construction property, then maybe you need to do a very clear title search, because this property may have been sold many times and you want to check that all the legal papers are in order. Check out that there are no earlier dues of water, electricity, taxes, and so on. After that, you should be buying. Let's go on to the next question. Vaibhav Gaur is asking, what kind of approval should I seek when buying a property? Vaibhav, you have to, broadly, I think there are 2 or 3 things that you should seek. The approvals that you should look for is a financial approval. That normally comes from banks. There is a legal approval. That comes from your legal expert. The banker's legal title search also helps you out. Then there is the state of the property. That normally is done when you check yourself. You have to do a site visit. Either you do it, or if you have a broker or you have family, somebody has to check out the physical condition of the property. Don't just go with what is presented to you in a photograph or in a description. That's very, very important. Now you have to also look at how much money you're going to spend. Suppose the house has potential, but that's not quite what you were looking for. Get an architect, get an interior designer, and check out what kind of upgrade you must do. Because when you're buying, remember that if whatever price you bought it at, spend a little more and do whatever you have to do before you move into the property. That normally ensures that your house is worth living in. Let's go to the next question, Aradhana. Rajesh Vishwakarma has asked, what are the benefits of researching before buying a property? Rajesh, it's important for you to understand that researching is your way of checking out a property. When you buy a phone, don't you check out which phone to buy? There are so many options. How do you decide which is the right option for you? To decide on the right option, you have to go with all the parameters that are presented to you. Now, what are the parameters? One is price, one is size, one is the configuration, what kind of 2 BHK, 3 BHK, and so on. Another one is the locality. Which locality would you like to stay in? Another would be whether you want to buy an apartment, a villa, an independent bungalow, a single floor in an independent on an independent plot. Now these are all options that you have, and you have to be sure that you exercise your options. The best way to exercise. Now, how do you know which of these options you should pick up? Some is a personal preference. I can afford to spend only this much money. Second one would be, I want an apartment. I don't want to stay in a bungalow. Or I want to stay in a bungalow. I don't want an apartment. Those are personal choices. Then you say, if I want a bungalow, can I afford to live in this bungalow in the locality that I want? More than that, researching allows you to understand how you have to select out of the various options that you have. That is the best advantage of researching. Aradhana, there is a question from Tarika Wadhwa who says, are Godrej properties a good option to invest? Is the building quality good? Now, this is an important question, Tarika. I'll tell you why you should be asking this question. I think you've got the wrong question up there. Are Godrej properties a good option to invest? Tarika, what you've said is, how do I choose a developer? The basic question you're asking is, I've chosen a developer, I've chosen a property. Is it a good option for me to invest? Is the building quality good? Two important questions. One is the track record of the developer. We understand that developers' track records are very difficult to understand, and therefore you're asking. Now, Godrej Properties is a well-known name, has a history of development. It may be any developer. Check out what they have developed earlier. It's good to figure out who else you know who has bought into that property, because in addition to the best people to tell you whether that developer is good are the people who've bought from them earlier. Have they delivered on time? Have they given a good quality of product? Have they actually maintained the property after it was handed over? Do they ensure that your lifestyle is good? How much maintenance does the property take after it is purchased? These are all important things to consider. Is the building quality good? That normally a structural engineer would tell you, but going by a track record of a developer, you should be able to figure out, and asking around with earlier users is a very good way of figuring this out. Okay, I think we've got one more question. Hi, ma'am. Nowadays, builders are charging service tax and VAT on top of property cost. Are they doing the right thing? If yes, how much percentage should we pay? This is a question that we are going to get experts to answer. Please come and attend the hangout tomorrow. We have two experts, a legal expert and a taxation expert, who will be answering specifics on taxation, on the legal due diligence, and so on. So in addition to the generic answers that I've given you, please come and ask the experts and they will answer your queries. Aradhana, let's go to the next question. I'm keen on a property for investment purpose and would like to know if there is any way I can check the capital appreciation of properties in the locality. Certainly, Shrikant, one way of doing this would be to figure out how the locality has performed in the past. Again, let's go to localities.magicbricks.com. Thank you. And now if you check out the top localities in the city, you will figure out what people are looking for. Then you are looking for within the locality how it has performed. What are the prices? What do people say about it? The rates and trends. How have the rates been traditionally and how have they performed over a period of time? propindex.magicbricks.com. Check out on the locality, read up about the locality, see what past prop indices have told you, because prop index tracks the locality over the last 3 months. Every quarter, how has it performed? It's important for you to understand that these are important things that you have to consider. There is another section that you should be looking at, which is the Housing Sentiment Index. The Housing Sentiment Index is an index that Magicbricks and IIM Bangalore has put together. Now, in this, what we have done is asked, the prop index tells you the quarter in perspective, the previous quarter, how it did. But the HSI, or the Housing Sentiment Index, tells you what consumers expect would happen in the locality over the next 6 months. So between the prop index and the housing sentiment index, it is Magicbricks has provided you with various options to check out how properties have performed or what others are expecting the localities to perform in the next quarter. If you look at micro market survey, what other readers are saying, it tells you how that locality is expected to perform. Use all this as tools to do your own research. Shall we go to the next question, Aradhana? Vipul Bhatia. On what all items installed in a flat, plumbing, paint, etc., do builders generally give a warranty? Now, warranty is not a must. Some developers in some cities do give a warranty, but going with what's happening in the Indian market, we are not in a warranty situation yet. But what can the developer give you a warranty on? The developer can give you a warranty that the plumbing in my development is so good that I can ensure that it will not give you any trouble over the next 5 years. Paint is not something that you can give a warranty on, but the quality, all engineering services, the plumbing, the quality of construction, the structural integrity of the house, these are what builders normally give a warranty on. Sanjay Agarwal wants to know, let's go to the next question. Which is the best township in Indore near the super corridor for investment purpose? Now, Sanjay, your best may not be another person's best. So, again, list out what you need. Why are you buying that property? Are you planning to stay there? Are you working somewhere close by? If it is near the super corridor, for you, the best investment would be where your commute is the lowest. You don't have to spend too much time. You have to look at the social infrastructure. You may be a young professional working somewhere near the super corridor. So you want to ensure that you have a certain quality of life. If on the other hand, you're going in as an investor, what you want to know is why early on in the cycle you're spending less, and how much time will it take for the value of that property investment to go up. These are all important considerations, but best township, write down why you're buying the house. What are the elements that you're looking for? How long are you planning to remain invested? Once all that is checked out, then you will be able to figure out the best township in the city, right? Let's go on to the next question. Jitendra Verma says, what are my financial options when buying a property? Now, Jitendra, the thing is that you have to figure out what all you have. What are your financial options? You can go to a bank and choose to buy a property. You can put in some of your own money. How much are you entitled to? How much formal finance are you entitled to? That is an important consideration, and I think it is a good thing that you're asking this. Now, normally, when you are a young professional in your 30s or early 40s, don't spend more than 40% of your monthly income towards EMIs. If you spend too much on your EMIs, you will find that you will not be able to service that loan. Therefore, it is important for you to understand that taking a loan, don't take as much as you are entitled to, take as much as you can finance comfortably. If you are able to service that loan, you remember there is we have many tools that you can use. There is your EMI calculator. There is how much are you entitled to. We've made several calculators on Magicbricks, which helps you to understand how to figure out how much money you're entitled to. Do keep listening to us. On Thursday, day after tomorrow, we have a financial expert coming to answer your queries on financial options. This is a serious topic, and this is a very important question that you've raised, Jitendra. So do come back and listen to V. Suresh, who was the former chairman and managing director of HUDCO. He's also the vice chairman of the National Building Code, a very, very senior and respected financial professional. So he would be able to answer your questions in greater detail. Aradhana will go to the next question. Saurabh Abbey has said, how can I be sure that the discounts being offered online are lesser than the market rates? Saurabh, there's a very simple way of doing this. Today, there are many portals, and if you look at, and also the developers' own online portal. Aradhana, the next question, Saurabh Abbey's, how can I be sure that the discounts being offered online are lesser than the market rates? So, Saurabh, what you have to see is search online. You can also call up the developers' offices to figure out what rates are being offered to you as a buyer. Now check what kind of discounts are being offered to you, and make sure that the discounts are the kind of discounts that actually help you. Suppose a developer is offering you a free modular kitchen. it's a damn good thing for you, because remember that it is actually saving on the amount that you would spend after buying the house. Suppose somebody offers you a BMW. Fine, if you want a BMW, go for it. But remember that it really doesn't help you in your home buying process. Go for the discounts that actually matter, especially if somebody says that I'm giving you a discount on per square foot rate, or if somebody gives you a discount on the finishing of a product. Those are the kind of discounts that matter. Therefore, check out with the developer, check out what the locality rates are. If the rates that have been offered as the listed rates are much higher than the rest of the locality, then you know that the prices have been jacked up and then been discounted. But if you are getting rates that are lower than the locality rates on a per square foot basis, remember that per square foot matters a lot, because every square foot of property that you buy, you're getting a lower rate. And therefore, it is good to do your own research and check out whether the rates are lower. Shall we go on to the next question? There is Bharat Arora who says, do online portals facilitate interaction with financial and legal experts? Bharat, we can talk for ourselves. Magicbricks has believed that we should bring experts to you all the time, and that it is not a one-time thing. We are constantly facilitating experts to come and chat with you. We have a weekly chat show called Guru Talk, where experts have been answering your queries over many, many years. At least 300 to 400 experts have been answering these questions for you. If you can see, Aradhana is showing you the previous experts who have come. We've got the deputy planner of the Chennai Metropolitan Development Authority. We've got the vice chairman of the DDA, the chief engineer of the Ghaziabad Development Authority. All of them have come to the site and have answered these queries, consumer queries. In addition, at least 300 developers have answered queries of our consumers. uh, Legal tax experts have answered questions. Dheeraj Jain, Subhash Goel, Vaibhav Sankla, Asha Nair Basu, these are all experts whom we have brought to the site, who have been answering consumer queries. As I said, tomorrow there will be Vaibhav Sankla and Atulya Nehra, a legal and a taxation expert who will be answering your queries. Day after, there is V. Suresh, former chairman managing director of HUDCO, who will be answering your financial queries during a hangout similar to today's. Aradhana, can we go to the next question, please? There is Hemant Tripathi who has said, is there a way to quickly compare the property rates of 2 or 3 different areas within the city? Of course there is, Hemant. Go to the comparison engine. Aradhana, if you could show that once more. What Magicbricks has done is, every time there is a property posted on Magicbricks, we have disaggregated all the information that you put, and every time you search for
Yeah, ma'am, please go on.
okay, I can't see the question.
You need to click on Q&A.
Okay. Okay. Hemant Tripathi, I'm sorry, there was a small technical error, restarting the answer. Is there a way to quickly compare um, the property rates of 2 or 3 different areas within the city? Yes, of course there is, Hemant. Magicbricks allows you to compare localities and projects. Aradhana, if you could go to Smart Residency versus Revanta Smart Living. Okay, now this tells you, these are, earlier we showed you how to compare localities. Now we're showing you how to compare projects. It tells you what is the price range of the project. It tells you how many BHK there are. It also tells you the location, the nearby facilities, the societies, and so on. Now, this is one way of comparing the property rates between two localities. It also tells you what the status of construction is. Is it under construction? When was it launched? When will the possession be given? What are the amenities that are there? What is the total project area? What are the units and prices? How many towers there are? The floor plans, the annual rental yield. If the project is completed, you'll get a rental yield, the price trends for the sale. So you see what really happens is, this is how you can compare different projects. This normally happens when you have identified two localities or two projects. Can we go to the next question, please, Aradhana?
Yes, due to the technical glitch, I'm just not able to see the questions. So if you are able to, please go ahead.
We've got Bonnie Singh who says, "Hello, madam. I'm trying to research about Mavela City, developer Hector Realties Venture Private Limited near Patanjali, Hardwar. Please give your review about the project, developer's background, time frame, which is 2 years for 972 units, etc." Now, Bonnie, anybody can tell you various things, but ultimately what we are telling our consumers is, do your own research. It is very, very important. First of all, check out the developer. What is the track record of the developer? How many questions, how many projects has he created? Does Patanjali in Hardwar suit you? Would you like to buy in that locality? Check out who are the other developers who are available there. If the developer says 2 years for 972 units, has the developer had a track record of delivering on time? No one person, no one expert in the Indian market today can know about every developer and every project. But ultimately, what you can do is, you can do your own research, check out the project details, check out the floor plans, check out with other buyers, and that is one way of figuring out. Go to the forums. Forums are a great way of figuring out whether these developers are good, because in forums, people actually come and talk about their past experiences. This is all very important for you to be able to understand about this project. If you still have queries, do post your query on openhouse.magicbricks.com, and we would be happy to get experts to answer your queries. Aradhana, can we still see more questions, or is it?
Yes, we are just waiting for the technical thing to adjust from our end. Give us 2 minutes. We will be back online.
In the meantime, users, one of the things that we would like to emphasize, and I can't emphasize it often enough, the reason why we've made this hangout possible is because we truly believe that every buyer in the Indian market needs to do their own research. Wherever we can preempt your query, wherever we can anticipate what you need, we have actually put them down in various tools, like we have been showing you over the past hour. Now, even despite all these tools, if you feel that there are more queries that you would like to ask, please feel free to come to openhouse.magicbricks.com. Keep posting your queries, and we will be happy to keep adding more and more tools to service all your queries. Now, I think we are into our last two queries. We are very close to the end time. What charges are to be paid for selling a property? Pratham, please come back to us tomorrow. We've got a legal expert and a taxation expert who are going to address this issue in great detail. Please come and attend our hangout tomorrow between 12 and 1. Pratham has also asked one more question. Thanks for your expert advice. I want to know if it is good to invest in apartments in Chandapura, South Bangalore. What do you think can be the appreciation rate in the next 5 years in South Bangalore? Now, Pratham, South Bangalore is a very large area. If you want to know what kind of appreciation you can expect, you have to check how that area has traditionally performed. You have to check what are its new infrastructure drivers. Is the metro coming close to it? Is the metro going to touch it? A metro station in the vicinity normally hikes up the rates by between 10 to 25% across various cities. In the next 5 years, if there are other projects, like if the water supply is good, and if it performs better than other localities, that is when the values will go up. Anyway, in 5 years, nobody loses money in a property investment over a 5-year period, because you have to don't sell in a down cycle, but over 5 years property rates do appreciate, and the Indian markets have been delivering good returns on property investments. Thank you so much for attending our session. Back to you, Aradhana. I think we've taken most of the questions that have come to us, and thank you, users, for keeping those questions coming, and keep them coming all the time, because we will be happy to answer those questions. If you have more questions, post them on magicbricks.com, openhouse.magicbricks.com. That is the forum where we get the questions answered. Tomorrow we have a special session on legal and taxation. Do come and attend. Bring your questions with you, and we will get our experts to answer them for you. And day after, that is on Thursday, we have a financial expert coming in who will answer all your finance related queries. Thank you so much for joining us.
And I am really thankful to Jayashree for conducting this interactive hangout with us. It was indeed a great session. I would also like to thank all our participants for the support in making this hangout a success. We welcome you to join, as told by Jayashree, tomorrow for a hangout with legal tax experts on buying property. We have invited Atulya Nehra, he's the founder, Atulya Nehra Consulting, and Vaibhav Sankla, he's the director from H&R Block, to answer all your queries on legal and taxation. Thank you all for joining us today. I hope you have a great day ahead.
Thank you, Aradhana. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.